5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is Deducter bringing you set 5 of KT vs STX. KT only one game away from defeating STX here in the Pro League playoffs. So STX has sent out Cal to deal with Action, who is sort of the star Zerg player for KT, although he's not even that good. Cal, though, is the Brown Protoss at the 12 o'clock versus Action as the Zerg player at the 6 o'clock. Here we see Cal. Cal is an excellent player, but lately not quite performing up to his full potential. So I would have to say between these two players, it's probably more or less even. Here's hoping that Cal can show some return to form and at least force another match. STX has to win every remaining game in the series, including an ace match, to actually defeat KT. And while if they get to the ace match, I'm not sure what their chances are. Flash with a well-played game, a textbook play, I have to say, in TVT last game, so showing no weaknesses whatsoever. Let us see what interesting strategy Cal may have prepared. Hopefully Cal has spent some time really working on a good strategy. He is a creative player. Or at least he had the reputation, had being the key word there. These days he has the reputation of being mediocre. Overpool coming out for Action. Action I haven't seen too many games of, but he is not, he was supposed to be like the big Zerg acquisition for KT. He was supposed to shore up their Zerg lineup. I think he has not quite lived up to his potential. It's not like he's bad, he's not like this is a Hoja or anything like that. So, you know, certainly, then again, most Zergs are better than Hoja. I mean, I shouldn't brag on Hoja too much. He actually won this series. So, you know, good for him there. Anyway, it looks like Cal is, where is his scouting probe? Oh, there it is. Cal's scouting probe is going to end this drone hiding in the corner, just so that Cal doesn't know he can put down the hatchery at the expansion. Nice maneuver there, I have to say, by Action. Often, a Protoss will assume the Zerg player, of course, has sent the drone out to another base to put down the hatchery. Although, on the other hand, when Cal picks his probe out, he is going to see that. It does stop any sort of attempt to lay the hatchery, and this probe is picking away at the drone. Action needs to be careful not to lose the drone. He is trying to protect it. That drone, only with 3 hits left, 4 hits actually left on it. It's healing though, so looks like Cal not quite able to achieve anything, which is the normal course of events. Nexus going down here for Cal, and he sees the expansion at the natural. I think he also saw the drone that's going on to put down another base at the 9 o'clock, so things appear to be fairly normal for now, and I do not know what that sign says, but this person is showing it on a TG laptop. Perhaps this is an advertising opportunity. That might be what it is. Gateway coming down here for a Cal in front of his base. Let's block. Nothing unusual going on from either player. Those might very well be Zerglings being more from Action. Some of them are Zerglings just going to chase around the probe for a little bit and try to finish off sooner rather than later, hopefully, for Action. And of course, if Action can win this game, he will be the hero of the day, I have to say, because then KT will have won the series and advanced in the playoffs. So, this lot is riding here on Action's performance, although there are still chances for KT to win. Nevertheless, I think Action would deserve a lot of credit if he can win here. Certainly would redeem him somewhat. I guess redeem is not the correct word. He doesn't exactly fail. It would impress me in my mind, anyway. The Overlord of Action is sort of hovering over the main base of Cal. I guess Action is not keen to withdraw his Overlord by now. It would be a bit too late for that Overlord anyway. He just wants to get as much scouting information as possible. And as the Corsair stays in the base to kill the Overlord, not too much. Cal has to choose either to kill that Overlord sooner rather than later, or and now Action is moving his Overlord out. I mean, if he wanted to save his Overlord now, is a bit late. Or perhaps he knows better than I do some sort of clever trick that he has prepared. Or perhaps he just... I really don't see the point of moving the Overlord, because he's not going to save the Overlord. If he keeps it in the base, At least he has more scouting information before the Overlord dies. The only possible advantage, of course, is that the Overlord dies later, which would buy him some extra time to morph an additional Overlord, I guess. Or perhaps it's just a mistake and he only realized it now. I don't know. The scouting probe finally going down here. Exactly what Action needs to do. He's let's see what Kel goes for. Whether he tries some sort of Templar-based strategy. Dark Templar, of course, first again. A Templar. Why not? A Corsair will be out soon. Kel may opt to actually scout first before killing the initial Overlord. Let's see what he decides to do. Action is building up his base there, it looks like. 4th Hatchery going down. Cal only building the 1 Corsair for now. He is using this Corsair to scout, it looks like. Not going to try to kill the Overlords. Not quite sure. Okay, he's going to scout the main, sees a Spire, and then he's going to try to kill 1 Overlord, it looks like. He probably should be able to kill it before the Scourge more. He needs to be a bit careful, of course, not to lose his initial scout like this. And retreat it as soon as the Overlord die. I feel it's certainly not going to be able to get a second Overlord. Yeah, and that's exactly what Cal is doing. Good for him. I guess actually, Killer, or Action, not Killer, sorry, Action has managed to save his Overlord. Good for him. He's managed to withdraw his Overlord there. It looks in a 9 o'clock position, so I was wrong about that. He did have enough time to save it. Good for him. Scourge are out to try to deal with the Corsairs. They are also out to scout a bit, of course. They are going to see these Zealots coming out. In fact, they might be caught unawares here. Rather, Cal might be caught unaware here because these Zealots, I think, with slow speed, are not going to be able to do too much to Action. I'm not sure why he's telegraphing his attack so obviously now. Action has plenty of time to morph additional defenses. Perhaps he's timed it just so that when the Zealots arrive, they will have +1 upgrade finish. Speed is finished. I still think Action should be able to defend. It doesn't have too many troops yet, but his building position and Action putting down Evolution Chamber to block. A nice maneuver there. This is what I mean. Very difficult for Protoss to break. Action running a bit thin on his defenses, though. He's canceled a creep colony he's built at the 9 o'clock. This may not be the best move. If Cal goes attack there, he may very well be able to kill a lot of drones, but Cal has opted not to try to press his advantage there. Well, not press his advantage, but to attack there, and really Action taking a lot of risk here, not putting down defenses. I mean, if Cal is able to kill one of these bases, it is going to be GG. Cal, though, being somewhat cautious with his forces now, Action has plenty of forces out to defend. Cal is forced to withdraw. Cal also built up 4 or 5 Corsairs, it looks like, of which he hasn't lost any that I could see, so good for him there. Cal forced to build cannons at his front to defend, and he's also got his first Dark Templar out. Might be able to try to kill a few units here, and Cal really needs to be careful of his Zealots. I don't know why he's maneuvered them here to the south. He's just going to get them surrounded. Cal with a High Templar out in the field without escort. Cal playing absolutely atrocious game, I have to say, being indecisive, waffling, and now he's going to get his army trapped and destroyed. This is going to be, I fear, no way for Cal to come back. Although Cal, marching his forces in, he's going to actually be able to catch some Overlords here at 9 o'clock and sending Dark Templar. How soon the fortunes of war change. This is what I mean. Why were there no defenses here at the 9 o'clock? 1 Spore, 1 Sunken would have stopped everything. Cal Zealots somehow managed to get into the main to cause some damage, but again, Cal losing all his armies. He's caused some damage at the 9 o'clock, but not critical damage. Most of the drones survive. He's lost his initial Templar, all his early Zealots, and Action has suffered negligible losses here. Cal's attempt was heroic, perhaps even foolish, but I mean, heroism and recklessness, of course, you know, bravery and recklessness, one is the excess of the other. So, in this case, recklessness, or perhaps just stupidity from Cal, hard to tell. He's going to be able to hold out perhaps for a bit if he puts down a few more cannons with storms, but he's got absolutely no way of putting out any sort of army on the map to conduct any sort of offensive action. He has preserved his Corsairs fairly well, I have to say, and killed his share of Scourge with them. Looks like Action might be trying some sort of drop. He probably should morph a few more Scourge to deal with Corsair. Okay, he has some Mulus, it looks like. So in conjunction with Mulus and a drop in a Scourge, this is how Action wants to finish the game in grand fashion. I think that is certainly going to be a nice maneuver if he can pull it off. Cal, if he can somehow detect it, intercept it, may yet be able to fight his way back in the game. Cal losing a Corsair in retreat there. Looks like Scourge coming in to deal with Corsair. Storm all over those Mulists. Pretty good Storm. Action not quite microing his Mulist in the best manner. Those Mulists are severely weakened from just 2 Storm. Hopefully Action was just using Mulist to bait the Storm. If that was in fact what he was trying, he needs to go for the drop now. But that is not what Action is trying to do. I'm not quite sure what Action actually wants to do. He just wants to sending Mulist to whittle Cal down. I'm not sure I will agree with this decision. He's going to allow Cal a chance to rebuild. And Mulist, not too good against the Corsairs, also not too good against the Archons. That attack run doing a bit of damage, killing Dia Probe or 2, but again, most of the Mulists seem heavily damaged. Cal still has not yet managed to build up critical ground army. Actually trying to snipe a High Templar there, not succeeding. Again, Cal does not quite have a critical, does not have really any sort of map presence at all still, but Action is allowing Cal to rebuild, and Cal may yet have a shred of hope here to be able to make some sort of comeback, potentially. But Cal is sending a shuttle out. Perhaps it has a few units. Lots of Mulists out for Action. He wants to win this game with Mulists. It looks like going to storm all over those Mulists. Action taking quite a bit more damage. Scourge coming in to pick off one of the Corsairs. There's only one Corsair left. Another good storm. Oh, well, not the best storm, but really weakening those Mulists. And those Mulists forced to withdraw again. Action really not accomplishing much with the heavy resources he's poured into those Mulists. On the other hand, Cal really still can find his base. He's got a shuttle out, perhaps with High Templar, going to try some Storm Drop. This is pretty much the only thing he can do at the moment. If he can pull off good Storm Drops, who knows what might happen. These Mulists coming in the back to attack. It's a Dark Templar drop, it looks like. And Action does not appear to have any units in his main. Action could be throwing the game away if he doesn't notice this. Action, though, is attacking hard at Cal's main base. Cal does not seem to have anything there to defend. And Action seems to be completely unaware here. He's losing all the drones in his main, and could Action be throwing this game away? Now he's paid attention. That Dark Templar already with 11 kills has done all the damage in here too. Action persisting with Action here at the his offensive action here at the main of Cal's. He's done good damage, but again, Action stealing the lead by virtue of Cal's disastrous early attack. If Cal had those extra dozen Zealots and the Templar that he sent out, he would be in a very strong position now, I feel. Cal also with the shuttle still hovering there. Perhaps, oh, he's going to load up Zealots, it seems, to drop. Overlord is going to scout this. A Scourge coming in to deal with the shuttle. It looks like shuttle unable to drop any units, and Cal could not afford that setback there. His forces are now in wow, they've been in deep trouble, and these Mulists coming in to kill what Templar they can. Scourge coming in to take out more Corsairs, and Cal really unable to push out, unable to do too much. There's a massive ground army for Action that he can unleash on the Protoss now. So even got a few drones rallying in the middle. Clearly Action not playing anywhere close to a perfect game. It's just that first disastrous attack by Cal was so bad that it was difficult for him to recover. Still, Cal has built up some sort of army. Action is using his Mulists to destroy the Templar. There's only one Templar left, and Action's ground army is going to be able to win, I feel. These Mulists, many with only a few HP left, attacking Cal in the back, and Cal has nothing with which to respond to this. It looks like Cal retreating his army to try to save this base. I have to say, Action now has used his Mulists fairly well. Really devastating the economy of Cal. I mean, the investment at this point has clearly paid dividends. Initially, it wasn't too clear he was that good with them, but now he's lost most of his Mulists that he sent out, it appears, but they've inflicted the damage that I think they wanted to. Again, I still think Action should have closed the game out earlier when Cal lost his first ground army. Playing it safest way, I actually think Cal's probability of winning now is maybe at like 10% versus maybe like 5% earlier. Although Cal seems to be very paranoid of these Mulists, as rightly he should be. They're picking off all the Templar he's building, it looks like. So Action being good with his Mulists now. And Cal's just not going to have the Storm team needs to deal with Action's ground army, which has grown to an alarming size now. Looking at the mini-map, absolutely massive Zerg army. Cal knows without Storm he's just not going to be able to deal with this. These Mulists still running amok in his base there, able to pick off more probes. Action now Action taking a lot more damage on this Mulus. Again, I think Action at this point can afford to sacrifice all the Mulus if need be. Cal feels he has to launch some sort of attack here, and Action going to counterattack, well, not counterattack, going to engage in battle here with all his forces. Cal trying to attack a bit and then retreating. Not sure whether this is a wise move. Cal has no choice but to stand and fight here. He just doesn't have the units, it looks like, or the storm. 2 or 3 storms, all of those Hydralisks could be devastating. 1 storm, as it were, highly effective, but just not enough storms. If he had 3 or 4 storms, this army of Action would have been broken. As it stands, Cal is going to lose all his units, it looks like. His Templar getting picked out by Mulus. He's got 3 Templar, but no storms. Cal fighting his hardest, using this choke point to prevent being surrounded here. Great storm here coming out. So many Hydras dying, this is what I mean. If Cal had a few more storms, this game could be easily very different. But Cal just not enough units. It looks like this will be GG, and KT is going to take the series. Again, Cal, I do not know why you launched that disastrous attack early on. The game could be so much more different now. Among other things, Cal would be able to put on more pressure and probably prevent the absurd amount of damage he took from the Mulus, for instance, and perhaps even inflicting significant damage at the 9 o'clock base. As it stands, Cal, as you can see, with the few storms he has, he's already killed most of the army of Action. Action not too quick with his reinforcements, it appears. Cal had 3 more storms. This could be such a different game. GG coming from Cal. Thank you for watching the series. KT winning over STX.
지난 시즌 우승팀다운 면모를 보여주네요.
네, 저 오랜만에 출연했던 이영호 선수의 완벽한 경기를 보이면서 김성훈 선수를 잡아냈고요. 이 김성대 선수가 이 김구현 선수를 맞아서 또 동기훈을 선보면서 마무리 지었습니다.
진짜 모르겠네요. 김성대 선수는 진짜 6라운드 들어서 2승 4패 안 좋은 성적 보여주고 있었고, 고강민, 황병 선수는 1, 2, 3, 4, 5